Today, we're talking about your gut health and your immune system. We're on the heels of cold and flu season. I know this because I had one come back with ear infection last week, and both of them come with coughs, that like croupy kind of cough that you're like, oh, that means something. It means that there's a cough going around, that the seasons are changing, that like today it's gonna be 88 degrees. Yesterday it was beautiful. Same thing. Later this week, it's gonna be about 50, 60 if we're lucky. So these shifts in the season really wreak havoc in our body. And we talked a little bit last week about how certain foods help us with that. Well, this week we're going to continue it. I have a 4-part series for you guys over the next month. We are leading into the holidays, into cold and flu season, which, in my house, we are in the throes of it, but that's not necessarily the case across the US. Those of you up north, probably the case. So we're going to start today just with what that connection is and why it's so important to understand it and know how to fix it. We're gonna really dive into this month. We're gonna end the month with a talk all about your immune system, your gut, and the holidays. So I know a lot of you have popped in, you've taken advantage of some of the latest programs, the Gut Health Reset, the Rejuvenation Reset, or the Rejuvenation Program, the 3-month program. And I've got a couple of you who are now in the fully customized program. So how do you take it from that, where you're just starting to heal, through the holidays so you don't derail yourself, so you continue your progress, you still enjoy every holiday that you celebrate during this season, um, and you don't feel deprived in any way? That's what we're going to end this series with. Today, we're going to talk just about this connection so that as we go through the next few videos, you have a good basis and understanding why there's even a connection between the gut and the immune system. I can sit here and say, well, the immune system lives in the gut, right? But there's a little bit more to it than that. Yeah, it can be that simple, and we can just go with it and all of that. But honestly, a little bit more to it. So grab your cup. Let's chat. For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Bonnie. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I'm on a mission to help as many women as I possibly can, because there are billions of us all over the world fighting and struggling with gut health issues. And these are leading to food sensitivities, hormone imbalances, and mood shifts, dramatic galore. And let's just not talk about the PMS and menopause and postmenopause side effects that we deal with. So my mission is to help you stabilize that, get some balance into your life so you can just go and live life and enjoy it, without having any overwhelming food restrictions or anything like that. And really making it easy and more natural, getting your subconscious clued in to what it needs to do. So this is one of the prime topics, is understanding how your gut and your immune system are connected. Um, so the biggest thing in this is, where do your bacteria actually live? Do they only live in the gut? Because there's a lot of us out here talking about gut health. We're talking about the microorganisms and the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in your stomach, right? In your intestines. But did you know that that's only 70% of all of them? They live in your skin, they live in your lungs, they live in your genitals, they live in your mouth, your olfactory system. Digestion starts here. It actually technically starts with your nose and the sniffing, but the actual chemical part of breaking down your food starts with your mouth. Okay. You have bacteria that live in your mouth. That's why we have to brush our teeth. It doesn't just come from the food. Now, all of these things lead to either a healthy gut or an unhealthy gut. So if your skin's not healthy, if you're not taking care of your skin, if you're not taking care of your mouth, if you're not taking care of your lungs, if you're not taking care of your private parts, you are going to end up with an unhealthy gut. Everything leads to everything else. It's a cyclical infinity. Okay. We just go into this cycle. Can we break this cycle? No. But you know what we can do is it's like jumping rope. Have you ever seen the double Dutch jumping rope? People jump in, people jump out, people jump in, people jump out. That's what you're doing. All right. So now you have all of this gut bacteria in your gut bacteria all over your body. Why is it so important that we understand that there's more gut bacteria than what's in your stomach and your intestines? Those bacteria are responsible for a lot of things, okay? They are responsible for metabolism. They are responsible for adjusting our mood. It's not just our brain that adjusts our mood. Your brain function, we're talking memory, we're talking signals to your body, telling it what to do, how to do it, breathing, your heartbeat, all of that comes from your brain, right? The signals to turn it on and off and switch those, start the heart pumping, start mouth salivating, all of that comes from your brain. It comes from your subconscious. Your appetite and your cravings, those are signals that your body needs something, right? So all these body signals, your digestion process, if your digestion isn't working optimally, then your metabolization is not going to work optimally. And more important than that, your immune system. And as if any of these things are out of whack, your immune system is one of the first things to turn off. Very first is your reproductive system. It's an unnecessary function according to your brain. Aside from survival of the species, reproductive is the very first one to go. So if you notice that you have a great libido and then all of a sudden it goes away, something's out of whack, something's out of balance. Start first with your gut and move on from there, because 9 times out of 10 issues start in the gut. Colds and flus start with your gut. Does it mean that you're not going to get sick? 9 times out of 10, not necessarily. If you have a really healthy gut, you have a really healthy body. What that means is you can get over things rather quickly. So the boys, for instance, ear infections this week, right? And we've been through the first year. Thank goodness, because that first year was brutal. They did not have their first colds until they were 14 months. Went into school. It was like a field day, a field day. Okay. And once your immune system gets adjusted to new environments like that, then now you have a healthy, balanced body. Again, life is going to throw you these things. This is going to happen as adults, starting a new job, moving to a new place. I cannot tell you the confusion I felt when I moved from DC to Huntington Beach. I was so confused. I couldn't figure out why I was so stuffy all the time and why the normal foods I ate was they were making me sick, and I couldn't understand it. It wasn't a food sensitivity. It was totally just a climate change. A total complete climate change. And when you, as an adult, as a kid, it doesn't matter. When we shift like that, when we make these changes, our body still has to adjust, right? So your mood's going to be affected, your brain, um, your appetite, your cravings, your lungs, the way that you breathe. Lungs have microorganisms, remember? Now, fighting off these things can happen a lot easier and so much better once your body's adjusted. Now, between the time frame, you really need to just infuse a lot of micronutrients just to help nourish your body, to help give it a good solid foundation. And that's one of the things that we have done in our house over the last year is we really, really have infused, zinc, we've infused vitamin C, we have echinacea, elderberry, I've got it all. Um, B vitamins, vitamin D. I've checked everybody. We're in good vitamin D levels, healthy. Um, the adults are on supplements, the kids are not because they don't need to be. Crucial element with vitamin D and vitamin D, A and K and E. You really want to watch those numbers. If you're in a deficiency or you're in an excess, that actually causes significant issues because your body doesn't do anything with that. It holds on to it. And that causes issues. So you want healthy balance with those. Now, what we're coming into with cold and flu season is here we go. We have Drew. He had his ear infection, right? Well, it literally lasted a day. The worst part of it lasted a day. Loaded him up with a smoothie. It was pretty much the only thing that he could eat, or would not could eat, would eat. He will be 20. How old are they? They're 2.5 months in December. So whatever that is, backtrack 2 months. Um, December 21st, they'll be 2.5 months. So he's in a no phase. He has learned the word no, and it's so super cute. It is. Oh my God, it's so cute. He sits there and he goes, no, no. And he's straight face at you. And if you say yes one too many times, he'll go, yes. So anyway, saying no to everything meant trying everything just to get him to eat, to get some nourishment into his system. Ended up smoothies, which quite frankly is the easiest way to overdose your body with some micronutrients. You can juice, absolutely. The difference between juicing and having it come in the form of a smoothie is in smoothies, you have fiber in addition to the micronutrients. So you have a micronutrient overload, right? We're infusing your body with micronutrients. And then it's also being given extra fiber to help scrubby rush it. Okay, so we're cleaning out the intestines, we're bulking up some of those other things, and we're carrying them through the intestines and making everything operate functionally or healthily. And in doing so, in infusing his little body and ours with all these micronutrients and the fiber, he was able to recover quickly. In addition, knock on wood, Keegan has yet to catch said ear infection. They sleep in the same room. They no longer sleep in the same crib. They are in two little toddler beds, but they sleep in the same room. We're in the same house. They go to school together. Kind of hard to escape all the nutrients. Brian and I, we're good. We're good. I got some sniffles, but I think that's allergy related. Anytime the seasons change, I start sniffling, and it's the shift from certain trees and grasses to other trees and grasses that, blooming, dropping leaves, that kind of shift. Just one of those things. It's been that way my entire life. And while I do believe there are certain things that come into our bodies as signals that can be managed and manipulated and actually healed and moved forward with, this is one thing that it's gotten better over the years, especially the healthier I am, the better the season changes. And I just need to watch what I'm eating. It's very much like the talk that we had a few weeks ago, where we were talking about seasonal cleansing. I follow a lot of those guidelines and a lot of those suggestions because it makes the season shift much easier on my system. I still get some sniffles. It's still there. It's just going to be what it's going to be. My body does not like going 60 to 100, 80 to 50. It doesn't like it. It likes balance. I did really well in Southern California, you guys. But kudos to those of you who still live there. Man, it's expensive. So I appreciate living where it's not as expensive, although it's getting there. But at the same time, there's some side effects to anywhere that you live, right? You take the good, you take the bad. And with all of this, infusing your body with all those micronutrients really boosts up your immune system. By boosting your immune system, you're helping your gut health. And by improving your gut health, you're improving your immune system. They are intertwined. Okay. So when we say your immune system lives in your gut, that's truly what we mean. Is anything you do to heal your gut is fueling your immune system. Anything you do to your gut, anything you feed your gut, if you feed your gut unhealthily, then your immune system is going to be equally as unhealthy. Look at your gut and your immune system as, I'm going to hesitate to say twins, as siblings, right? They're connected, live in the same house, sleep in the same room, not in the same beds. Okay, just like the boys. So anything that affects one is going to affect the other. All right. So now when I'm saying all of this to kind of get you to the place where we can talk about self versus non-self. Your immune system, your gut, your brain always sees organisms as one of two things: self or non-self. When it looks at non-self, it says, is it harmful non-self or is it helpful non-self? Harmful gets booted or gets fought. Helpful gets embraced, right? Now, when we are looking at things that can help our body determine what's helpful non-self versus harmful non-self, you want to look at things that you might already be experiencing. So autoimmune dysfunction is a key. I mean, I talk about this a lot, you guys, autoimmune dysfunction, because the thing is once you hit the point that you are in a dysfunction, okay, if you've been diagnosed with an illness, what has happened is your body no longer sees self and non-self. It sees part of self as non-self and as harmful non-self. So it starts attacking certain cells, things like celiac. It attacks the cells trying to digest and metabolize gluten. That's why it's so damn painful. It cuts into the intestines. It's like glass shards being digested and metabolized. Um, I do not have celiac. I have dairy intolerance. But I described my dairy intolerance to a person who had celiac and have talked about it with multiple people over the years who do have celiac and have brought that up. We all agree that that's what it feels like. All right. They are telling me that's exactly what it feels like. For me, when I have dairy, metabolizing and digesting it, that's what it feels like. If you're going through that amount of pain, your immune system is not functioning properly. It's not functioning healthily. And when we come into this season, understanding this connection between your gut and your immune system is really crucial, because you really want to pay attention to what is being fed to your gut, because what's fed to your gut impacts your immune system. And yeah, I'm saying that a lot. There's a reason. I want that so ingrained in your subconscious, you don't know anything else. You don't think anything else. One of the key ways to help boost your gut health and your immune system is your diet. Lifestyle, meaning activity, stress management, your social life, your connection to nature. That is all secondary. So 80% of it is what you're putting in your body, what you were consuming, what you were putting on your body. Okay. What's in your environment, your cleaning products. All of this impacts your gut health. Number one is still what you consume. So when you look at all these diets out there that talk about, well, you can only have this amount of food or you can only have that amount of food. I put a TikTok out and a reel out yesterday um, that talks about how, serving sizes of fruits and vegetables. It's only half a cup. Unless we're talking greens, then I usually suggest a cup, but it's half a cup. That doesn't mean you only have to eat half a cup. You can actually eat a lot more. There's a reason that vegans become so healthy and have the potential to become so healthy. It's because they are able to eat a lot of vegetables. They're not resorted to, like, their diet does not comprise of 3 to 4 cups of fruit and 4 to 6 cups of vegetables. It's a little bit higher on the vegetable side, not necessarily on the fruit side. Fruits it's one of those things you're going to get some of the um, micronutrient benefits from it. There's a glycemic issue when you eat too much. If you're striving to go off sugar, this is just total side tangent. If you're striving to go off sugar, freeze your favorite, sweetest fruit, whatever fruit in the planet you taste and taste as sweet as absolutely possible, like the sweetest thing on the planet to you. Take that, put it in the freezer. Bite-sized pieces, put it in the freezer. Every time you have a sugar craving, pop it in your mouth and suck on it. It is amazing at soothing that sweet because as you're getting rid of the sugar in your system or the cravings for the added sugar in your system, that sweet fruit can actually act as a simulation. And because it's a simulation, your body won't understand anything more than I wanted sweet, I got sweet. The benefit and the boost to all of that is the fact that you didn't give your body added sugar. You didn't give it something that goes straight to its liver because that's what happens with added sugar is it goes straight to your liver. You gave it something that has to go through your stomach, that has to work to heal or to nourish your gut, to nourish your immune system. Added sugars in our diet, processed ingredients in our diet. A lot of times they've already been metabolized and broken down for us before we eat them. So our body sees molecules that have already been broken down. So it doesn't send it to the stomach, it deflects it and sends it straight to the liver. And when it does that, now you're just making your liver work. You're not doing anything to help the health of your stomach, your intestines, your colon, any part of the digestive elimination systems. Nothing. That depletes the health of your gut and, in essence, depletes the health of your immune system. So, diet is 80% of the case, you guys. It is 80% of what you actually need to create a healthy, boosted immune system. Now, what we're going to talk about in the coming weeks and is all of these nutrients that we just spoke about and how they really can be used to boost your immune system. What foods you need to eat, especially during this holiday season. Now it's fall, so we are going to talk about a lot of the seasonings that are used in foods, the squashes, I mean, zucchini, zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C. You've got some magnesium. We're going to chat about medicinal mushrooms. And I'm not talking about shrooming, you guys. I'm talking about actual edible medicinal mushrooms, things that act to help heal your body, heal your gut, heal your immune system. You see the trio? Heal your body, heal your gut, heal your immune system. Now, that's out of order because you heal your gut and your immune system, and then your body is healed from there. So what's coming up next is going to be us chatting specifically about the foods associated with boosting your immune system by healing your gut. So that intertwined relationship. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit more about self versus non-self as the coming weeks happen. Um, it's such an integral part of that symbiotic relationship between your gut and your immune system. It's kind of hard to avoid it when we're focusing so much on it. So between now and next week, if you have any questions about what we talked about this week, let me know. Also, if you have questions or things that you'd like to see answered over the next couple of weeks, especially as we lead into our holiday talk. All of us celebrate different holidays, so I want to make sure that we address all of them. We'll talk about the various foods that are included in holiday meals and how they can actually be healthy for you, not hurtful. Think about green bean casserole. Green bean casserole is made with mushrooms. It doesn't have to be made with dairy. I actually make mine with a coconut cream. So this month, I will replay and share with you guys again the video where I make the cream of mushroom soup. I think last year I used button mushrooms. I am considering using other mushrooms this year. I'm considering it. Now, some of the medicinal mushrooms that are out there that I really would love to use, lion's mane, some oysters are usually pretty popular nowadays, or at least this season. So I'm excited, and I have a friend who grows some of the medicinal mushrooms as their business. They're mushroom farmers. And like I said, we do not talk shrooming. This is not shrooming. This is nutrition healing. This is using food to heal your body. If you have any other questions, let me know. Um, what I'm going to post in the link starting with our next video is basically the links for each one of these videos. This is video 1. We'll get video number 2 out there next week, and then I'll put the link down there below. I've done some talks previously relating gut and immune health to each other. So I'll include those links down there as well. And if you need anything, you know where to find me. I will chat with you guys later. Bye, y'all.